Hi everybody, we are in La Grange, Texas. This town is about 4,300 people strong. I'm in the city center. So let's take a look at this town. So before we look at the courthouse, let's just look at this beautiful building right here, the Hermes building. Gorgeous brickwork. A couple of clothes stores in that building. And next to that is another little clothes store and antique store. The Vallejo building, 1855. And it's now an antique store, which is fine. And this building has some beautiful brickwork. It's the Columbus Optical. You got Schmidt's Jewelry. And there's another Hermes building, 1939. So I'm betting the Hermes family were the big rich family that built a lot of these buildings back when this town started. So down that way is some more old buildings, Svoboda. And here's the Otto Hunger building, 1932. We have another antique store. Two antique stores right next to each other. Good sign. All right, guys. So La Grange is the place to go if you like antiques. So this town already has my endorsement. So the building right there is from the 1940s. And I see some vacant buildings, so if you want to start a business over here, well, there's buildings for you to occupy. Okay. They even have their own little food truck. Tacos y hamburger races. And here's our first mural. Very nice. Tells the story of the town. All right, we're going to cross the street. All right, we're crossing. It's a beautiful old building, been redone. Now it's a real estate building, Heartland Real Estate, next to the Italian restaurant. These small town Italian restaurants always intrigue me. And next to that is the Crown Bar, which was the beer office and bottling company back in the day. So let's take a look at this historical marker. So, wow. So you can still get beer over here after 120 years of selling beer. This is great. Now, take a look at this gorgeous old jail. I don't think I've seen a gel this pretty. Is that such thing? I don't understand why they would have spent so much time in architecture for basically a prison, but they did value their design back in the days, back in the 1800s. And because they did, we are getting to enjoy it today. And these buildings are built to last. So here's the Fayette County Jail, and in front of it is a military vehicle for sale. So if you want to buy this, call this number right there and cut them a deal. I don't know why they'd sell it. It looks cool out here. So here's the jail. Doesn't look like it's open. We'll take a look at this historical marker real quick. There you go. Pause it. It's been recently remodeled. So very nice. Nice side. And we'll take another look at the top part of the building. Gorgeous. I bet it had a bell up there on the top, possibly. And beautiful portholes on both sides of the door, which is great. All right, so here's the jail. As beautiful as that building is, I bet it was hell on earth being in one, in a cell in there, because these summers in Texas are hot. All right, let's fast forward back to the center of town. Okay, here's that building from earlier, from across the street. Very nice restoration. An Aries Italian restaurant. And right across the street is the courthouse. So we're going to go check that out as soon as we cross the street. Okay, crossing Travis Street. We're going to look at this part of the town square and then conclude with the courthouse. I see something interesting. I see a bell. 1870. Wow. That is cool. There's another Vallejo building. So there's two Vallejo buildings. And we have Luca's Bakery since 1947. So that's going to be where you get your kolaches and your klopniks, or whatever they call them. So they are not open right now, so I have to come back another time. And there's the tax assessor in a brand new building, but it looks nice. It blends in with the rest of the old buildings. And we got Sunflower Bank. The Fayette County Clerk Office. It says 2002, but the building looks older than that. And next to it is a jiu-jitsu place, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and a building with a lawyer office from 1875, which is awesome. Then you got the Prosperity Bank. All right, let's take a look at the courthouse. We got these gorgeous pecan trees and oak trees around the complex. You have the Fayette Memorial. Let's see. That little memorial is for the veterans who passed. Next to it is a gorgeous courthouse. I can tell it's been restored at some point. And it talks about the Battle of Salado, Texas, 1842. I do have a video of Salado, I just haven't published it yet. Recorded months ago, but I'll have to edit it and get it online. But apparently that was an important spot. But look at this building. Gorgeous. That is a beautiful courthouse. We'll walk around this building, get a better look at all the sides. Look at that little gargoyle right there, or I guess they're called grotesque. I believe gargoyles are water spouts and grotesques are just statues, so whatever. It's cool. You don't see that very often in Texas architecture. So, and they got a couple florets on the very top of the building and adornments below the windows. So here's a okay, so this is the marker for the courthouse. So this came to be at 1890. Okay. Well, everybody, this has been La Grange, Texas. I am very pleased by the looks of this town. It's vibrant. You have people with bustling businesses, and there's things to do. There's antique stores to visit and interesting architecture to look at. So if you like those sort of things, come to La Grange. And Well, as I like to say in all the videos, remember, you're all dearly loved. There's the Veterans Memorial. And there's the Army's building again. So yeah. Well, turns out to be a little bit more to see. Right there is the Texas Quilt Museum with a gorgeous quilt mural on the side of the building. So we'll come back to that. We're going to look at this side of the road first. Now this is almost, I'm glad I came back, because this is a beautiful, beautiful building. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Fully restored. Wonderful. And this building has also been lovingly restored. They still have the Christmas lights up. The Croix Market is Butte downtown. I'm not sure what that is. Could be let's say a barbershop. We have the CPA, which could have been a church building. I see a cross on the top. And you got Tailored Ink Company. I'm guessing that's a tattoo parlor. I'm not sure. Probably the nicest tattoo parlor I've ever seen. And you get your flower shop. And there's the post office right over there. The old 19 teens to 30s architecture. And right here is Mac and Dax Bar and Lounge. I don't think they're open, or no, they're under construction. So, and then we have Another Man's Treasure, which is an antique store that's closing down. And look at these three little buildings right next to each other. That's just gorgeous. This is probably all the Quilt Museum. Beautiful. 1893 to 2011. Does that mean that building was built in 1893? Probably. And they have their own little garden, which, well, let's just check it out. Very beautiful mural. And they have a little sundial right there. Okay. This was the Grange, Texas. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this tour. It's been a bit of a long tour, but I'm glad you stuck with me this long. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Even comment, just say hello or something like that. That'd be great too. So, all right, well, remember, you're all dearly loved. Just as I was about to drive out of town, I discovered that they have their train depot. So we're going to add that to the video. Let's take a look. There you go. Peddlers, hotel runners, hack drivers, and boot blacks not allowed on this platform. They won't even let you shine your shoes on that platform. So here is the marker for the depot. And let us look at this building. Look at that profile. Gorgeous. The MKT Depot Museum. Fully restored. Looks like it's open. And they have a caboose. 2 cabooses. That's very cool. And there you go, La Grange, Texas, with their bell. I will resist hitting the bell this time. And here's the other side of the building. Right next to the railroad track, as you would expect. These big old bay doors where they unloaded product. Well, there you go. This is the La Grange's historic MKT Depot Museum with Western Union Telegraph. Oop, I guess here it is from this side. Okay. Very nice restored caboose. All right. Bye.